Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. This is Friday, February the 16th, the day before my birthday. Woohoo! Oh my gosh. And my hair, the mushroom hair, brought to you by Mario Kart. Yeah, Mario. Thank you, Mario, because that's what it is today. But with all the rain outside, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So by the end of the day, I'll be looking like Harpo Marx. So just so you know. But we have had a ton of rain all evening and last night, and it's finally stopped. I was trying to wait for it to stop so maybe the electricity wouldn't go off. And because we know I don't edit, I would be in a bind. So, but we have, I have a lot of comments and questions this week. Darlie, we had been talking about the Madeira floss, the dark floss that she had sent me, that she was sweet enough to share, and she went and looked, and they don't really, I didn't think the package I had numbers on it. So it's just a really dark blue purple. And I don't know about their website thing. I don't know how that works. So if anybody has any idea, have used Madeira more than us, holler, because it is a beautiful color, but I don't know how to tell y'all that you can order it because I don't know what color it is. Holly, we had talked about sharing a chart around and how fun it would be to see how far like a chart could travel and where all the places it would go and things. And so she mentioned, and I don't know if any of y'all's kids did this, our kids did this and I loved it. Y'all, I'm gonna adjust the slide a little bit, hold up. I don't know if this will help or hinder. Let's see. Not help. Anyway, the flat Stanley book. So you make a little flat Stanley, you draw a little picture of Stanley and you cut it out and then you mail it. And flat Stanley travels through the mail and you see where flat Stanley can go. And so thank you, Holly, because that brought back such a fabulous memory for me that Keely had done flat Stanley when he was in elementary school. And I had a friend who worked on the set of Seinfeld. And so our flat Stanley went to California and he took him around, I think Muscle Beach and a lot of different places that Stanley made in California. And then he ended up on the Seinfeld set. So it was super fun for flat Stanley. So I think that would be like a really fun idea. And I've been trying to think of ways to do it nowadays. And I think I have an idea. So I'm going to design a little chart and we're going to see all the places it can get to. So, and I think I know what I want to say on it. So that's an idea. That's kind of one of the many things that's rolling around in this brain this week, which this week has been something else. But before I forget, Holly's daughter has my same birthday. She'll be 18 tomorrow. So happy early birthday. And Kim's sister. So Kim, tell your sister happy birthday for me tomorrow. So I got some birthday twins. Y'all know that always makes me happy. But baby Catch has not showed up yet. We thought several times this week that it was a go. And, you know, I believe in being transparent on here. And Bebe has, she has some anxiety. And not just from being pregnant. I mean, she just has it sometimes. You know, she just has it. And so I think that makes it harder to know because you're so nervous about, is this the right time? Do I need to go? You know, you don't want to mess up. This is not something that, because you've never done this, okay? Most of it, especially the first time you've never had a baby, but even if you have, like had several babies, it's always different. Every time it's different. So I guess it was Monday. If y'all will follow me on Instagram, we were eating with Mimi and I had Dusk and Micah and Arya came, and then Annie happened to be in town, my stepmom, so she came by too. So we're all eating lunch and I get the call that they're going to the birthing center. They think this may be time. So we, you know, kind of shuffle everybody around to get everybody back to where they're supposed to be. And I come home and I get ready and then they say, no, not yet, wait a little while. So I said, okay. So then by the time it was bedtime, they'd gone back home, but then they thought it was time again. And so I'd already taken a shower and everything. So they said, but don't come yet. So, you know, I put my makeup on and everything because I ain't going up there to meet my baby looking like who done what. And so then it gets too late and I'm sleepy. And so I'm like, I'm going to lay down. And I sleep with my makeup on, my hair and everything because I'm thinking if I have to get up, James Williams still got to go to work tomorrow. And so I didn't want to wake him up. So I just laid down like a corpse, which I kind of sleep like a corpse. When I used to sleep, I would just lay down and go to sleep with my arms crossed over my head and my feet crossed at the bottom. Like, I know it's strange, but that's just how I sleep when I used to sleep. And without taking a Benadryl. But then I woke up in the morning and I'd seen a text message that I'd slept through, but I guess Keely would have called if I hadn't answered his text. But for some reason I didn't hear the text message bing go off, but I had slept through it, but she had been going real good and then stopped, and so they sent her back home. So, and before somebody asked, no, her water has not broken, but my water never broke. I was at the hospital 45 minutes before my first child was born and my water still had not broken. They had to break my water and he was born 45 minutes later. I was fully dilated and it was done when I got there. We came out of delivery 45 minutes after we got there. So sometimes your water just don't break. I mean, that's the thing. It's just, everybody's so different. So it's just weird. So we have had quite the week with stopping and starting, and then Bebe's birthday. We thought he might come on her birthday and he didn't, which would have been a great birthday present. So maybe he'll decide to come tomorrow on my birthday, or he has CJ's birthday on the 24th. He can hang out till then, but I know Baby ain't wanting him to hang out that long. But as Aria says, Shug, he's in there all warm and toasy. Yes, he's in there all warm and toasy and he ain't wanting to come out. He is warm and toasy inside there. So we have had quite the week. We were at the Mexican food restaurant when I got the call, and I had baby Dusk with me, who is sister's youngest grandbaby. She had to teach and everything, and Shadow had to go to a meeting, and so I said, well, yeah, he can stay with us. And so he had never had black bean dip before, and if you've never had black bean dip, look up the recipe. It is so good. It's served warm, and he was so funny because he would take, and I recorded it, but I'm not a good editor, so I'll try to get Micah to edit it and put it up on Instagram. But he would dip the chip in, and of course he had his own little bowl. He would dip the chip in and like lick it off there, and then he'd go. He loved it so much. He ate it, and then Aria and Kimmy are the same way. They love it. So if you've never had black bean dip, look up a recipe for black bean dip this weekend. You won't be sorry. So we have just been thinking every day was going to be baby day, and it hasn't. So we're still waiting. And Alyssa says she is coming to move to Spring, Texas in June from Idaho. So you're going to love the winter. You're probably not going to love the summer so much. But it is, the humidity down there at Spring, which is right up by Houston, is the humidity is really high, but it's beautiful. You're close to the beach, or there's Conroe and Spring all around there. They have big trees. So it is kind of the best of both worlds, of all worlds, if you can, because you're right there on the third coast, which is what we call the coast of Texas. And you just have all the things. It has great museums. It has, if you're a foodie, they have great food in Houston. Houston is a great place. But if the humidity bothers you, you better, be thinking about what you're going to do with your hair, because that's kind of a little bit of an issue. But I'm so excited. I'm always glad to get more good people in Texas. So woohoo! Jeannie asked if I sewed or glued my rickrack on, and as Aria says, rick. And this I sewed on with, and I don't know if that'll pick it up where you can. Oh, there it is, right there. See, this is that Guterman's invisible thread, and I just laced over it. You can kind of see it right there. And I'll try to, on there, see, if I turn it just right, you can catch it, as it's just going right over the little ridge. When I tried to sew through it, it was a nightmare. And then, I don't remember who I saw, if it was Vonna or who that I saw that had done it this way, where you just go over the little wave like that. and it works like a charm. I have glued it too when I had my glue gun out, or not my glue gun, my Aleene's tacky glue. I have glued it on there too, and then just kind of poked a pin down to hold it as it dried. Both of those methods work great. I've never had a problem with either one, with them coming loose, but this way, if you're gonna sew it, is the way to go. Don't try to push through the rickrack unless you're better than I am, because it came up all, it made little bumps in the rickrack in the center, and then it took away from the fun little rickracky look. So I love doing this with that, but it's Gutermann's Invisible Thread, and it is fabulous. Debbie had asked about Spring Messenger here, which this guy was. This is Spring Messenger by Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. I changed the colors up on him in some places, maybe all the places, I don't remember. And then this is that button fabric that Jerry Lynn at Floss and Fabrics has on her website. And I'm sure you can get it lots of places, but she was sweet enough to send this to me. So y'all go, if y'all want some, get it from her. It's fabulous, it's so pretty. And I haven't put my little, I have a little hearts cut out to stitch on here. I haven't got it done yet. But it is a fun little design. And you could leave the buttons off and not do the border if you didn't want to do the border. I think this is Love Letters in the Sand by Wicked Stepmother. I think this is Palomino that I did the Robin's body out of, but I'm not sure. But it is a fabulous, fun little stitch. It is on Flosstube 62 is where I finished, where I talk about all the threads I used and stuff. So number 62 Flosstube, it talks about what threads I used. And hello down in Bastrop. You're not far from where Holly's, not Holly, well, Alyssa's gonna be. So y'all can get together and stitch together. Oh, I think I lost a clip down here. Let's see. What is that? I did. One of my clips fell off. I'm a little thing. Lord have mercy. Julie had asked about, and some of y'all have asked about a dyeing fabric tutorial. I will probably do that, and then y'all are going to be like, Lord, girl, that ain't the way you do that. And it's true. I'm sure it won't be the right way, but it works. It works for me. And but we all do things different and get different ideas and stuff, watching other people, how they do things. So I will probably get that, Julie. Thank you. Allison, I had my Color Street nail samples on last week. They do have a color that's very similar to this, and I can't think what it's called. But she is on, you can email her. She says she has samples. If anybody wants to try the Color Street nail things, she is Modern Hippie 13. I love that, Allison. That is so me. At yahoo.com. Modern Hippie 13 at yahoo.com. She said, holler if you want to try some. They are very fun because I use them to bridge the gap in between when I go have them painted and I get them roughed up and looking bad in the garden. Well, that's what happens. They are fabulous. And then I used them all through the pandemic when the salons and everything were closed. I'll use them on the girls because they just, you know, they're like 90-something% dry. So you can put them on and immediately go about your business. It's fabulous. So, Letha was sweet enough to say that I'm turning 29 tomorrow, right? Thank you, Letha. I think I'm going to hold it 39, maybe. Maybe I'll hold it 39 or 45, somewhere around there. It's somewhat believable, I'm thinking. But thank you very much for that. I will be... Okay, see, here's my math problems again. And this is how I forget things. I was born in 67. So I think I will be 54. Yes, 54. One time I told the wrong age for a whole year. Yeah, I know. There's something wrong with the way my brain works, but whatever. Jerry Joe is looking for a teal that's darker than 3847 DMC, and I meant to get my color card, and I forgot to grab it. But so holler if you know of a teal that's darker than 3847. Also, Jerry Joe, if you'll contact Frankie at A Wicked Stepmother on Etsy, she will make you a color. Now, it takes a little, you know, I mean, you can't get it tomorrow, right? But I mean, she made Jude, Hey Jude is made for a color that Jude needed. And then I wanted a color and she made it for me. I'll show it to you later, and I got to name it. So that was super fun, which made me so incredibly happy. But so if you're looking for a color that you can't find, holler at her, and she loves to experiment with colors and, you know, all that. So holler at her and let her know, and she will do what she can to get you right. But I forgot to get my little color card, so sorry, Jerry Joe, but holler at Frankie and see what she's got. I have, see this teal, and this is what I would call kind of a teal aqua, is Help Me Rhonda, but it's not dark. And it's got beautiful variegation in it, but it's not dark teal. So holler at her and see if she can get you fixed up. Michelle, she says she had joined the Jessie Watson Stitch Along this week, and she is a special education teacher, and so I want to say thank you, Michelle. That is a calling, and it's not always easy. I know it's hard because it's hard enough to educate kids who don't have differences, but when you have differences, it does make it harder. We have discovered, thanks to y'all, that I am dyscalculic. I have dyscalculi. CJ had dysgraphia. Keely was dyslexic. I was also, now we know that I would have been autistic as a kid. I could not, even though I made hundreds on my papers, I could not hardly function in an open area classroom. It was overwhelming for me. I was moved out of it back to a closed classroom. At one point, the 5th grade was the hardest for me ever because there was no closed classroom. And so I had to be in open area. And that year, man, that was rough. I love to tap. I love to tap dance, but as a kid, I could not be in the group tap class. That sound was so much too much for me that I could not take it. So, you know, there are different levels of these things and different ways to be affected, and it takes somebody really special to try to juggle all those things in a classroom. Keely just said last week, Kimi's going to speech. I don't know if I've told y'all that. Kimi's going to speech. She's having problems getting her G's and her D's and a couple of other things. Keely had no R's. I've told y'all that he had no R's at all. And he did not hear for a long time when he was little because of terrible ear infections. And she's telling me if I didn't go ahead and put the tubes in that he would be deaf, and he is still got barely hearing in one ear. But he had no R's. And so, and he was dyslexic. And so he said, Mom, I hated going to those classes, but I'm so glad that I went to those classes. As a kid, you hate going to those classes. But now, you know, he does great. He's successful. He has a business and a side business. And I do wish they would show that more. It's something that, like my brother-in-law, we've talked about a million times, they would always ask his sister to come back. They'd always ask Danya to come back and speak at school because she had an aerospace engineering degree, and she worked for American Airlines, and she had done really well and moved up very high in the company. But Ray was very successful, is very successful, has very good business, made a good life for his family and all. I mean, he's very good businessman, has made a lot of money. But because he doesn't have a college degree, they never ask him to come back and speak. And I kind of think that's a great disservice. Do I think we should say educate as much as you can or want to? Yes. No, more education is never bad. But I do think that sometimes we send the message that if you don't have a college education, you're not going to be successful in life, and that's not true. And for a lot of people, college is, we're going to put financial and everything else aside, but is not mentally an option for them. School has been so taxing for people with learning disabilities and special education needs. The last thing they want to think about is going to college. So thank you, Michelle, for standing in and bridging the gap and trying to keep all that afloat. But if any of y'all are in admin, just think about that, please. Kelly and Joanne both asked about my Health and Peace. If there was on the left center, there's a flower, and if it was finished. And I know it does not show up, and when I even look at it on the pattern picture, it doesn't show up, but it is yellow, and then the very tip of it is cream colored. And that's just the way it's charted. And so I even double checked, so thank y'all, because you know, y'all have to let me know because I do miss things. And so, yes, it is on there, but it does not look like it's on there at all. Char said that she had been, there is Gravity Hill in Schulzburg, Wisconsin. And if you put your car in neutral, you'll roll uphill on it too. It's like an optical illusion, so it's very cool. Oh, and she says she always uses military time, so that 0000 is midnight. I may have to go to the military time. This may be the way to fix this. And Loretta let me know that my beautiful Afghan is knitted, that Kristen's mom made for me, Miss Ann made for me, is knitted, and that the fabric, oh my gosh, that's the one thing I forgot to grab. From last week's video, my bag from Wendy, my Wendy bag, Atlanta Stitcher on Facebook group, Atlanta Stitcher, she made me this beautiful project bag, and it is from, the fabric is, let me find it here, Granny Chic. She and Lenore, Loretta and Lenore both let me know that the fabric group is called Granny Chic by Lori Holt, and it is beautiful. So in last week's video, if you want to go look at that fabric group, you know how they have like, there's, I don't know, 12 or 20 in there, different colors, and it is so beautiful. But it is called Granny Chic, and it is over the top. Oh, and Colleen is getting to see her friend on May 15th after 15 months. I just messaged my friends this week and said there's three of us that are always in a group, and I said, hey y'all. And they have been, one of them has been especially very vigilant and very good about not going anywhere. And I mean, they have been, their kids don't live right here, and so they have been very serious about making sure they socially distanced, and they have done fabulous. And so I sent out them a text. I said, look, I know we've all had our shot, and when is our last 2 weeks? One of our last 2 weeks is May 27th. April 27th, May 27th, Sari said. And so we're trying to plan a get together because I miss hugging them. I want to hug them and kiss them and see their face like this. Like when CJ used to want to tell me something when he was little, he would say, Mama, come here. And he would go like this. And he would put his hands on my face and his face. And he would tell me like this so that nobody else, you know, this is important. I need to make, you know, and so I learned that worked for him. So when I needed him to tell him something, I would say, come here. You know, we go like this, and I could tell him like this. And so that, I want to see their face. I want to see their face and be near them. I miss that so much. It is just hard for me. This has been hard. And then Kristen said that last week when I was talking about going out and chopping those branches down, when I was mad at James Williams, she said she knows those eyes, and when she's in the kitchen, she's slamming stuff up, and when she's upset. And one of the people I knew that knew the rest of my family, he called these, because my mom's maiden name is Coleman. And he said, oh yeah, y'all got those crazy Coleman eyes. When y'all get wrong, I mean, it's all over them. And I'm like, it's true. It's true. They just go to seeing red, and you just got to get out and go. So I went and chopped branches. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. And Jay asked about my eyeshadow. Now, this was a sweet gift from y'all, because when I showed it on one of the videos where I showed doing my makeup back in the Vlogmas, I was nearly out, and I said, this is my favorite eyeshadow, and I'm nearly out. And one of y'all sent this to me off Amazon. It is by Wet n Wild, and it says The Naked Truth, $3.95 by Wet n Wild. I use a lot of their makeup. I don't have any problems with it, and I don't know enough about makeup to go and buy makeup like at crazy expensive makeup places. I don't know about that. So this is a good color for me. I will sometimes wear some purples, but this is 99% of the time. If I have on eyeshadow, this is what I wear. And it's just kind of the same colors as in my face. So I feel like it doesn't look like a clown. I try not to be looking like a clown because I act like a clown enough as it is. So Lynn says she has a grandson, and his name is Catcher Keith. And his is spelled with a C, but I love that. And I love that. It goes together good. Catcher Keith, Aria Kyle, Kimmy James. I like names like that go like that. Michael Lindsay, Keely Allen, CJ. James Williams won the bet and got to name him, so I didn't have no call in that. He wanted to name him Chris James, and my mama threw a fit and said that was a double name, and so I said, James, can we please go with Christopher James so my mama won't have a stroke? So he agreed to that, but then he always went 8,000 miles an hour like Sonic the Hedgehog, and so we shortened it to CJ, and that still wasn't fast enough, so he is Siege. He's always Siege. Hey, Siege, baby. That's just because it had to come out fast. You weren't gonna catch it with him. He was gone. Carol says, oh, she has a birthday. She had a birthday on Monday. So I hope you had a great birthday. I hope you had a fun time and had a great week. And the Dale Stitcher, oh my gosh, she said she used to work with somebody who was from, I think she said Scotland. And I can't read my own writing here, but she said they would say, do you think I came up the Clyde on a bike? I don't know why sayings make me laugh so hard. I don't know why. And I never know like where they come from. Like when we'd be getting into something, good old girl would say, I'm gonna get your good eye. What does that mean? I don't know, but we knew that meant if we didn't stop, we was gonna get to trouble, you know. So she said, I'm gonna get your good eye. I don't know why sayings just make me laugh so hard, so hard. Jorinda says, oh, and also I forgot to show the bunny here. When y'all had asked about Aria's bunny, and I got to talking and missed it. Lynn, this little bunny is from Aria Kyle. She brought it to me. She loves to, oh, it's raining again, y'all. I hope we don't lose electricity. She loves to bring you a present, and I mean, she has to have a gift bag, and she'll come in this store and she'll say, Sugar, as James says, Sugar, I'll have a present for you. And so she had this little bunny in this gift bag, and it is so cute. And I don't know where she got it. I don't know. It doesn't say on the bottom where it's from. Easter Sunday couple with flower, but this isn't a couple. The tag makes me think maybe from Tuesday morning, maybe. But it is so cute. But yes, it is about to get put up, but I have enjoyed my little gift from Aria Kyle. Oh, and Dainty Diva says her husband is like a germaphobe, like James Williams too. And so I think we should just send them off for a weekend together in a clean room somewhere. That would be James's dream. If he could probably go stay in a clean room with TV and food delivered, he would probably be just happy as a pig in mud. I don't understand. I mean, I get freaked out about some things being dirty, but if things are like really dirty, but James is just like, well, like, you know, he's Baptist, but whenever the kids got grown and I said, I'm going to the Episcopal Church, that's where I'm comfortable. That's, you know, that's where I'm going to start going again. And so when he would go with me occasionally, he would never want to take communion. He'd be like, I am not drinking after all those people. I'm not, and I'm like, and I would always say, do you think you're going to get sick off the blood of Jesus? And he'd say, I think Jesus gave me better sense than to drink after 100 people. Like, it's alcohol. But it was a hard push for him now. I'd say, okay, sit back there and let people think you're a heathen. Go on then. So he would eventually usually come down and go take communion. But it was not his favorite. And A Stitches with Vodka says she's looking for a keto-friendly margarita. I'm not sure what all has to be in keto, but look up a 1, 2, 3 margarita. It's just got like triple sec. It says tequila and then lime juice. It's just 3 things, and one's 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. So look at that and see if you, and I know you said you got sick, you got sick after you drank one sometimes, and that's so funny. After you get sick on something, after you've ate or drank it, Lord. Like I said, that's tea with me, and Earl Grey tea. I'm gonna try it again because y'all see what I got here. It used to be my favorite, and I got sick on it one time. I got sick, you know, after I'd had it. And I loved it. And now I don't drink it anymore. And I haven't tried in a long time. I may try again because I used to love it so much. But I got like a virus and I was sick after I drank it. And oh my gosh, I never want to drink it again. And Cindy, I did want to say that I'm sorry for your best friend, Tana. She said her friend, Tana, was like my Sue. So I am sorry that she is gone because that's hard. Sue's the best. And one of y'all had asked for the colors for 'Tis the Season. And I think I covered it last week, but I thought, I couldn't tell if I had or not because it wasn't in my YouTube comments. It was on, I don't remember if it was Instagram or Facebook. So it's Flosstube 29. 'Tis the Season is in Flosstube 29, and I go over all the colors and what I did. So in case I didn't cover that last week. Vicky in Kansas said, she said her granny was the same way about my mama. Thinking that they was going to be acting bad. And, she would say, does your husband know? Anything she did, it's like, does your husband know? My mom was worried about the whole country, but Vicky's granny was just worried about their husband, so. And Floss and Fabric said her friend Wendy was like my Sue. And that she's like me. I'm just like kind of self-absorbed. Everything in my world's kind of just going around me. And I have a very hard time. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like all my life is very like self-centered. And Sue is not. Sue is not. She's always this person, that person, taking this here, going there, doing it. It's just very funny that I feel like Sue's life is all about taking care of everybody else and making everybody else feel this. And, and I don't feel like I'm that way. So, it's good to have one. And Cheryl loves purple. I'm going to be praying for your grandbaby. Y'all, she has her grandbaby Lydia is having some medical issues. And so if y'all will remember to pray for Cheryl's grandbaby Lydia, that everything gets worked out and is okay. And I will continue to be praying for that sweet girl. And Kay says she loves Amelia Peabody too. I intended to grab my Amelia Peabody book and I forgot. I think Crocodile on the Sandbank is the first one. But I'm glad I'm not the only one out there loving all those because they're fabulous. And Sharon's birthday is on April the 19th. Happy birthday. Early, you'll get there this week before we see you again. Our Linda Kleinstadt, Kleindienst, I think so I should say it. She has a Flosstube video up, and she's Linda, and then it's KLINEDINST. And so y'all go check that out. It's on my list of this week. I think I saw Carol this week. I think was all I got to see. This week when I turned it on, there was Carol, and so I had to watch her. Y'all know I love me some Carol. Saltbox Stitcher. She is my jam. I love watching her and just listening to her talk and seeing all the beautiful things behind her. And Edith said that we should have a virtual retreat. That's a fun idea. That's a very fun idea. I'm going to try to put some brain power on that. And Cassie Jo had asked about dunking her stitching. She had a piece she was going to dunk after she'd stitched it. I had to do that on one piece, and I can't remember which it was. It's been years ago, but it got something spilt on it, and it was white. It was probably tea, let's be honest. And so I dunked the whole thing, and it came out. It was fine. It was fine. It did, just kind of mute everything down some. So I think it'll be fine. Like I said, it's just going to mute it down some. And Sharon, our other Sharon, she sent me pictures of her beautiful antique sewing machine. She has several sewing machines, but this one is her favorite, and it is an antique treadle sewing machine. And it is so beautiful. And my auntie used to have one. She had her chair right here, and it was on a table right behind her, and the TV was this way, and she had a little love seat in there, and a little dressing table, and her bed. She had a whole house, and she lived like in one room, and would go to the kitchen and the bathroom down the hallway. She had an old house that used to be a schoolhouse, and she and her little dog Chippy, I used to think he was a Chihuahua, but he weren't. He was like a Boston Terrier. And so, he would bark like a banshee when anybody pulled up, never stopped. And she sat in the house and smoked cool cigarettes. and sewed, and you know, she was always kind of crafting and doing things and making, she was always doing something and making wine and all this. She was the one that had polio when she was young, and she had, the doctor told her to use their iron and lift it up and down with her arm and with her foot and keep on until she could do it a bunch. And she, when she was young, you couldn't really tell that she had been affected at all. As she got older, it, you know, it took her again, and she, you know, the leg kind of dragged and the arm didn't work as good, but she could still drive and do everything. And she was, she never did get married. She said, and I knew that other men had asked her to marry him, even when, like, we were old enough to know that the older men in town, you know, had, and she said, I ain't marrying nobody. The man I wanted to marry married somebody else, and I ain't marrying nobody else. And so she went her whole life, did whatever she wanted. She would hire this handsome guy around town to come, he was our age, and a little bit older than us, but she would hire him to come work and then come pick us up so we could, so we could go over there and watch him paint and stuff. So thank you, Amy. That's a whole other story about him too, but we won't get into that today. But Amy was something else. So thank you for showing that, Sharon, because it made me think of Amy and her turtle sewing machine. Oh my gosh, what is my... Oh, Rachel Q said she doesn't like going and getting mani. I hate to get manicures and pedicures. I do it because my fingernails and toenails and everything grow really fast. And my hair, it all grows really fast. And so if I don't, like I told y'all, I look like I'm finna snatch a fish up out the water. And my cuticles get real crazy. They're all crazy looking. It is torturous. I know people love to go. It hurts when they rub my legs. It makes me a nervous wreck when they're snipping around your fingernails, those things, with those, you know, like right there around the cuticles. I am the whole time about to have a stroke in there. I'm like trying to die and can't when I'm in there trying to get a manicure and pedicure, and everybody else is in there just all relaxed, laid back, half asleep. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I would nearly go clean the bathroom at the Texaco to keep from doing this. If the fairy came in here and said to me, you'll have to go clean the bathroom at the Texaco once a week, but if you do, your fingernails and toenails will remain looking perfect. And so, sign me up, Jeannie. Sign me up, because no, I do not think it's fun. And Daisy's always stitching. Micah is making, there's a couple of y'all that Micah's making me a code to send you to get the pattern. I thought I could send it, but then I couldn't get it to send. Like I said, I thought it was a PDF to begin with, and it wasn't. And so she made it into PDF, and so now she's making me a little code. So it's giving me trouble. And Rita said, talking about her mama and doing with her mama, she said that there's a whole story about the Berlin Wall her mama wanted a piece of, and she sent her a piece of wall. But and then Wendy said she had a piece of wall, which then made me think of, if you go to one of the casinos in Vegas, and I'm sitting here, I can see the outside of it, but I can't see the sign. It's one of the older ones down on the Strip. But it's not the Nugget. But anyway, you can go in and they have a big piece of Berlin Wall, and you can, like, they have urinals in front of it, so you can like pee on it. Or you can go in there and just pee. I just went in there and looked at it. But that is cool. So that made me think of that. And my friend Susu, going to Vegas with her, that's their place. And walking down there with Travis, who's running for city council now. When your babies and their friends get to doing big people things. Or as Renee says, grown folks business. Yeah, they're doing grown folk business now when they're running for city council. Lord have mercy. Okay, y'all, I've been blathering on forever. We're going to get to Happy Meal. And Colleen, thank you for my gift certificate to a Wicked Stepmother. Every time I tried to go spend it this week, the phone rang, somebody came to the door, something happened. So I'm finna go do my shopping tomorrow, because James Williams and I on Saturday morning usually get up and turn on the news and sit in there in the bed and just kind of chill out. And I am going to do my shopping tomorrow. So thank you so much. And then I got, okay, we got the big stack of things here. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? I'll go with Jenny's first because I've got it right here. Jenny sent me this beautiful package and a note here, and she sent all these little stickery things for the girls. They're gonna be so excited because Aria Kyle is coming over here later today. She's gonna come help me do things. So she sent me this beautiful birthday card with these butterflies and everything on it. So thank you, Jenny. And then this, which I'm going to try, and I'm gonna hold it up here where y'all can see it, and I don't know if it'll, can I do like this maybe? This caramel apple dip, and I think if you stop it, you can look at it right there. So I'm gonna try this because that looks super yummy. She says everybody in her house loves it, and we love, Aria loves apples, and she had to get green ones this week so Pat had to have green ones, and he prefers red ones. But I said, listen, Aria Kyle said you needed green ones, so you do. She sent me Constant Comment, which she knows I love. Love, love, love. And then this is, she said, her family's favorite, called Prince of Wales. And I've never noticed this one. So I'm dying to try these, but I didn't open them. Y'all know I try not to open the things y'all send me. And she sent me this nice note here. I don't think it has her address on it, but, and happy late birthday, because hers was the 14th, like Bebe's. So happy late birthday, Jenny. And then all these fun charts and a cast and spell box. And I think the next, and I don't know what the next subscriber thing is, that's one of the things is I have a chart from one of y'all, and then I have the box. And so I think we will do a, one of the things will be a cast and a spell when we get to the next however many, the next 1,000 mark on there. Some of these I had never even seen. And this is a Texas company. I don't know how I haven't seen it. It's called Abby Rose. Home is where you hang your needlework. Love it. And then this little tool, a Stitcher's Best Friend, which if it pulls threads under, this is what I need desperately because I'm the king and queen of that. And then Bless This House, also by Abby Rose, which I love, and I don't know how I didn't know these people. How about, and this was one that I'd wanted to buy for myself, and I haven't bought it yet, so y'all know I love me a goat. Tilly's House by Teresa. Look at how cute that is. I can't wait to stitch that one. And then she sent me these arcs. A Country Arc, that's by Susan Wingate. It is so cute. And I've never seen these. I don't think I've ever seen. I've seen this one, not this one, but the next one stitched, but I've never seen it in like in a pattern. This one is a Noah's Ark by Stitch World Cross Stitch. How cute are these little fish and things down there? I can't wait to stitch all these up. This one is Alma Lynn, and I've seen this one in a picture on somebody's wall, but I've never seen the pattern. Alma Lynn, Noah's Ark. And this one is a Leisure Arts by another one by Susan Wingate. Susan Wingate must love Noah's Ark like me. So thank you so much, Jenny, for this fabulous big box on my porch. It was so fun this week to see it sitting out there. Love, love, love these. And then we will do one of these as a share this one today too. So I'm gonna put that one over there so I don't forget, because I have the other thing too. So as I'm talking to myself, as long as I don't answer in a different voice, y'all remember it's okay. If I answer in a different voice, call for help. For me, not for y'all. Y'all are fine. I just need help. Probably need help anyway, but then I got, okay, I got this card from Sarah. She's one of my friends that I can't wait to see. And then Patty Penn sent me this beautiful card, and it mailed on, it looks like March 9th. Where this card has been, I don't know. And someone had ripped it open. I don't know what's going on down there at the post office. Y'all need to get right. Look at this beautiful card Patty Penn made. How fabulous is that? And so that it like lifts. I'm trying to show where y'all can see like that. How beautiful is that? That is the coolest thing ever. But, so thank you, Patty, but I don't know. I guess somebody needed to see how pretty it was because they done ripped it open. Rude. I don't know what's going on down there at my post office. From my friend Jan. This beautiful card. Thank you so much. Y'all know I love getting cards. And inside here, she sent what I need worse than anything in the world always. Y'all know I use me some stamps and cards like crazy. I run through more stamps and cards than anybody's business. So thank you, Jan. Then this, and I told you I would show y'all this a minute ago. And tell y'all the story. From Frankie at A Wicked Stepmother. I told her I needed green. And she got it and she made it and sent me the colors. And I hope it's going to show up on here. It's like a army avocado-y fabulousness. And so she said I got to name it. And it's kind of like swamp water in my mind. And so I said, The Legend of Woolly Swamp. So if y'all don't know that Charlie Daniels song, go look up The Legend of Woolly Swamp. It's fabulous. And that's the name of this one. And it is, let's see, if I'm smart, I'd put something white behind it, wouldn't I? If I'm smart being the key term there. There we go. It is wonderful. And then she stuck an Easter parade in here, which has got some more, it's a little bit more Kelly in with that army color. So the two together, I'm gonna hold these like this so you can see the difference in there. So this one is Woolly Swamp and this one is Easter Parade. So I was super excited when I opened that up and saw my, if you ever go down to the Woolly Swamp, well, you better not go at night. I love that song. I love Charlie Daniels. I love Charlie Daniels. Sometimes the radio will be bad to you. You know, you'll be driving along and just singing along and like, it'll have like Charlie Daniels on there and then it'll pop up and tell you that a Johnny Cash song is on the other channel. Now listen, don't do me like that. There is enough stressors on in this world without the radio trying to push me to make hard decisions. And my friend Kramer sent me a video of, the guy is Red Light King, and it's on a YouTube video, and what is my watch telling me? And it is called Too Far From Heaven, Too Far to Heaven. You can probably look it up by Red Light King. It is so good. Kramer always has the best songs. He always knows the best music. And then this week I got this package here with this beautiful card. Look at that little owl. How cute is that? From Miss Nancy. And she sent the girls, which I had never seen these. They're going to be over the top about this. Play-Doh for the bathtub. How fun is that? They love them to do some stuff in the bathtub. They'll get in the big bathtub and they just have a time. So they are going to love this. That's so fun. And then it has one has a fish and one has a star. So they're going to be ecstatic about that. And then this beautiful thread keep that has little bees and a bee charm and a little bee drop. How cute is that? So Shelly at Just Stitching, look at that little bee. That guy is adorable. And I can't remember if she tells me she even has bee, look at bee ribbon. She's very coordinated here. I don't know, I don't see where she tells me where it's from. So, but it is beautiful. I don't know if she did it or if she got it somewhere, but it is so pretty. I can't wait to put it on one of my projects. I love to be fancy. Like Ari Kyle getting her toenails and fingernails done with us this week. Her mama we went together and she just sits back there all chilled out. She definitely don't get stressed like she'll get the nail salon. And then she sent Quaker Snowflakes, which I don't think I've ever seen this. And Gary, I'm sure, Gary of Sunshine Stitchers has probably stitched this, so I don't know how I've missed it, but except that I'm behind on floss tubes, and maybe that explains it. But it's a Hello from Liz Matthews called Quaker Snowflakes, and it's on the white or on the blue. And that is beautiful. And Frankie sent me that piece. Oh, grab it, right? I think it's right here. I think I kept it close. Not quite close enough. Here it is. I thought I had it where I could reach it without getting up, but I didn't. No, hang on. This is not my Frankie piece. Is this my Frankie piece? This may be the piece I pulled out. That's why I didn't put them over here yet. I didn't sort through them. Okay, but this are my Frankie blue piece. Both of those I think would be pretty with that on there. So thank you, Nancy, so much. You're so sweet to thank me and make my birthday week. I'll get smart like one of my friends who's figured out how to drag it into a birthday month. I'm not that smart yet. And then here we have from Julie, who always sends us fun things and beautiful cards. And look at that. One day I want to find out how y'all make fun cards like this. And so see, it's like an overlay on there. How cool is that? It has, that's the funnest thing. Not Hallmark. Look, even the little envelope is beautiful. Y'all always do all things. And then she sent this beautiful, beautiful bag. Look at this thing. I am loving it. And this is like super summery, and I don't have anything that's like sea themed. And we all know how I love to go to the ocean. So thank you so much, Julie. That is, y'all send me the nicest things. And they're so sweet to me. And I appreciate it so much. It's helped ground me this week when I've been so cuckoo crazy. And CJ and Juanie, I saw them last Sunday. They came through on their way back, going back home, back to Houston. And they had been on like a little anniversary getaway for their dating anniversary to Galveston. And so they said there was a store there called The Witchery. And he said he knows I love esoterica, and when I go to New Orleans, that's when I love to go there and get I get patchouli and all kind of stuff in there. But this one is called The Witchery in Galveston, Post Office Street in Galveston, and they're witcheryonline.com, it says. But I had to show this. It's called So Witchy, and all the kids, you know, they're always teasing me because I'll be reading my tea leaves and all this. And this is the coolest thing. So Audrey and Becca, I especially thought y'all might like this, because this is the funnest book. But look at this little thing here. And I thought, you know what, everybody needs one of these in their suitcase. I think it says it is a, what does it call it? A travel sewing kit. But how cute is that? That is such a fabulous thing, because, you know, sometimes when you're traveling, you go and your button falls off, you're this, that, or the other, and you never have any of that kind of stuff with you. And so if you just had one of these and just left it in your suitcase, I don't know that you would need the tape measure, but the pins and the needle and the threads and the little scissors, it's such a cute little thing. There's all kinds of fun little things in here. Look at this little pin cushion, this little spider. How cute is that little spider? I loved it. So there's all kind of fun things in here. All kind of fun things. And if that kind of stuff makes y'all jumpy, then don't buy this book. Don't get it if that kind of stuff makes you jumpy, but y'all know Jesus knows there's a lot of little pagan hiding back in me. So I did get a little, the one thing I got in haul this week is because after I looked at this last week, I ordered this little thingy thing off of Amazon. I don't know where else you can get it. Sometimes Michael's has things like this, but I don't think our Joann's does. Here, I don't think it does. So I ordered it off Amazon. And it says that's what you're supposed to put this little thing in right here. So I ordered off Amazon. I think it was like $8. So not bad. Okay, now we are finally to the stitching. I know y'all thought I'm gonna shut up this week, but I don't have much stitching to show anyway because, well, I worked on one big thing. So let me get the one other thing that I've worked on here is out of this. Grab it. And I thought I was gonna be finished with it, but then I decided no. So this is Jelly Bean Garden out of Jelly Bean Jubilee by With I Needle and Thread. And I thought I was gonna be done with it and not do, it has these little white flowers everywhere. And I didn't know if I was gonna do those or not, because nothing in mine is like true white. I didn't do anything true white. And then I decided to go back and add some Lazy Daisies. So I'm gonna put in the pink, purple, and yellow Lazy Daisies around it. So I think there's about 8 or 9 of them, and I've got 2.5 done before I got sleepy last night. So, and yes, I did get confused and grabbed the wrong thread, and I didn't care. When you look at it from far off, it just kind of blends in and makes it look kind of like just like a dirty place on the ironware. And I think I decided I loved it, and I just left it. So if that kind of thing makes you kooky, don't hang out around here. But I love this. Everything in this book is so dang cute. And these are my flosses that I've used for it. Most of them are Wicked Stepmother, my Wicked Stepmother flosses. These are just my Eastery colors that I loved. So that one has been fun. So I was kind of on a finish on it, and then I decided to go back and add those. So I don't know, it's a sort of finish. It's a sort of finish. But then the big finish is, I got a finish on my Health and Peace. Hallelujah and amen. I am so excited. And so there was more to this border than I thought, and I wanted to finish it by my birthday. And so I just decided to push through and not really work on anything else until I got it done, until I got it all finished. So without further ado, and I had to put 2 boards together to make it go. I am all done, and I am so happy and so pleased with it. It is just gorgeous. But the white flowers, see, when you're looking at them in person, they show up. But this is the one that really tricks your eye, is this one. Where is it at? Over here. See, the ends of it were supposed to be ecru, and this was that gold color. And so the stitches are there, but when you show it like this, they just disappear. But I didn't make very many changes. This is scooched over, and I've got 2020 and 21 right here. Where this was dipped down, it was just kind of empty. So I just put my initials in there. And then because this was my Health and Peace, and I started it at the beginning when we had, it was like January, February 2020. It's when it was supposed to be a stitch along, and then the pandemic came, so none of us got to go up and stitch once a month. So we just stitched along, you know, at home, and I know tons of y'all have finished it already. I decided I wanted to put pandemic somewhere. And so if you look on the pattern, this tree on this side is not as rounded out on the top as this one. So I just pushed it down a little bit more and just squeezed in the word pandemic. And it's just in the very light colored thread. I didn't even center it. I just wanted to push it in there. So it just says pandemic on there. So I'll always know in posterity, this will be a pandemic stitch through 2020 and 2021. And my initials are down there. And it is, this is the DMC conversion of this. It's not the silks. There is a silk version that you can do. I just got the DMCs. It's on 28 count linen. I think it's a weeks. But I may be wrong about that. But it's an older weeks. And when I started it, I think I talk about it on there. Like I said, it was through the Stitch Niche, which is my local LNS. who is having a retreat next weekend, but I probably will not get to make it. We're still on baby watch and it's full. And so if I can make it up there to wave at everybody, I might run by and say hello, but I would probably still be on baby watch. I think it's full. So I can't like get in, but I couldn't anyway. But they're having one in the fall. And so I'm on the sign up list. So, but this thing was fabulous. It has those beautiful moths, and you can't see, there is and it doesn't show up on here very good, but there's some beautiful little teal in the moth's brown wings. There's the lines, the crowns, the little dogs, which y'all were kind enough to tell me that I forgot to go do the other 2 dogs. Thank you, because I would have left it empty. It's got the key, the stags, the trees. I mean, all the sampler things, the fun different trees. This was just a fun stitch, and I'm so glad to have it finished. And so for my birthday, I think I'll ask to get it framed for my birthday. I don't think I will try to frame this one myself, but I have had bad experiences dropping things off to have them framed, so I don't know. It does make me nervous, but I loved stitching that thing. Also this week I came across, and I'll show this real quick and then I'll shut up and get out of y'all's hair. This, I was thinking about, because I love to do specialty stitches, and it made me think that I had this crewel piece that I had started working on like eons ago. I mean, literally, like in the 90s, okay? Like a long time ago. And so I pulled this out, and I have threads and everything all together. Of course, I am a dummy, and I left the needle in there for 87 years, but it's way over at the edge, so I don't guess it matters. But I loved this. These are the kinds of things that are so fun to me to stitch. I don't know, I should just take this thing out, huh? Let's just take it out and see what it looks like all the way down. I don't even know, I haven't looked at it in so long, I don't know what all I've got going on it. I'm just gonna take it out and look real quick. So there's these, all these French knots, satin, and French knots. So I don't know why I haven't finished this, except that there must be something wrong with my brain, because it's not that far to the end. And it's beautiful. So why I have not worked on that thing anymore, I have no explanation at all. Except that I have no explanation. So I will roll that thing back up on there, but then in that same bag, I had saved this book, which does have a little Noah's Ark in there, but look at this beautiful sampler. That thing is gorgeous, and it has all the fun stitches that I love. And it says it is called the American, I'm gonna lie and say it's called something else, Girls Learning Sampler by Laura Haltorf Collins. And that thing is gorgeous. And this is the Cross Stitch and Needlework, February 1997, and it's right on the cover. But that thing is gorgeous, and it was in the same, I had it in the same little bag as I had that crewel work piece in, so. I hope I did not forget anything. If I did, y'all holler at me. I am behind on getting things sent out and get into the mailbox with all our baby excitement, going and getting ready to go, and going and not getting ready to go, and not going. And then I had to started putting plants out in the yard, and now it started flooding, so I got them all in, but now it says it's going to get cold, so I hope they don't bite them too bad. I'm hoping they're wrong about it. They're saying it's going to get in the 40s, and I'm hoping it don't. It's been in the 80s this week, so that's how it is around here, though. So but between that and working on my May Health and Peace, that has been like all my stitching is on this little gorgeous thing here, on this big gorgeous thing here. So I was so excited to get a finish on it though. But it is hard when you get to the end to make yourself finish. I mean, you're just like, oh, one more flower. And then I realized, oh, I hadn't put the ear on here. And then, oh my gosh, I forgot those dogs still. So it was like, you know, the end is kind of a slog. I'm that person. When I get to the end, it's kind of a slog. I know some people get to the end and they're like, eh. And I get to the end and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a slog for me. I like getting close to the end, but then that's why I should never finish on like a border like that, because I had that, I think I had this flower to do this week, and then all the way over to, maybe this guy was done. So all this border from here to here, and then the two dogs up there, and then my initials and the pandemic and the date, I added all in, and I'm just like, so it's just like a slog there at the end for me. I just want to be done with it and finish with it. So yes, now I understand why all y'all go around and do the border first, the big border, if it's a big border like that, because that's a whooping, and nobody wants to do that. It was a whooping, and that one was hard for me anyway with the angles. So but I will jump off here, and Aria Kyle should be here soon. Her mom and daddy got stuff to do today, so she's gonna come. I'll have the boss baby to help me out and keep me in check for the rest of the day, and we'll see. We're gonna pick up her sister, so I'll have the boss baby, and then we're gonna go on the school pickup run, and we're gonna have all the fun things for the day before my birthday with my little bitty girls. So y'all have a great Friday and a happy weekend, and I'll see y'all oh wait, no I won't. I forgot to tell. Dude, I nearly forgot to do last week's. I've mailed things, but I have not got the email thing to work yet for the other patterns. But so this week's, and I forgot to grab them, and they're not in here. Nope. The Prairie Schooler Santa was Judy Smithson. Judy Smithson. If you'll holler and email me, NisiLynn at Yahoo, your address. Guild, the Embroidery Guild pattern by Little House Needleworks is Char J57. Char J57. If you'll email me your address, NisiLynn at Yahoo. Love the Spring by Shakespeare Petler goes to our Cassie Jo Stitches, who has a floss tube. If y'all watch her, she has a fabulous floss tube, and she's Cassie Jo Stitches. So Cassie Jo, email me your address at NisiLynn at Yahoo. And then Rita King, you won My Needle is Sharp by Not Forgotten Farm. You are the recipient of that share. So if you will email me your address, NisiLynn at Yahoo, or Instagram, Facebook. I do check them, just not as, I just don't do them as much as I should. I'm not good about that. So, but I will, y'all let me know. I will get those in the mail to you. And then this week we've got May Health and Peace. And then we're gonna put Home is Where You Hang Your Needlework. And it's by Abby Rose. So let's see what for May Health and Peace. Use health. If you're interested, and now y'all remember, this pattern has damage. It is still completely legible, but you know, it got the spill. It got the coffee spill there. So if you're interested in this share by My Lady's Needle, use the word health in your comment, health. And if you're interested in this beautiful pattern by Abby Rose, this thing is gorgeous. That red house on there, is that used brick? What color is that red house? I don't know, but that red house is a fabulous color, and I don't see used brick on here, so we're gonna have to look on that in a second. If you're interested in this share, use the word home. Home health. And before we go any further, we're gonna look real quick and see what color that little house is, because I'm loving that. 3. It is the 3 says it's Antique Rose by Gast. That house is a fabulous house color. It's Antique Rose by Gast. So, and this is by Abby Rose Design. So use home or use health if you're interested in these shares this week on your comment. Make sure to subscribe and like and all the things, and then holler at me if you received one of the shares from this last week. And I think that covers everything now. Oh, lipstick this week is Wet n Wild Mega Last. Oh my gosh, it's upside down. High Pitched Wine. High Pitched Wine is the name of that one. So that's the lipstick. So now I think that's everything. So y'all have a happy Friday and a great weekend, and I will see y'all next week. Bye. Enjoy your stitching.